Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Nurin Akila binti Ciat, matrix number 23 KIB 20F1004. So today, my teammates and I will present and explain with example about internet and personal banking. So this is participant in this group. It is me myself and also Izazah binti Cik Kamarudin. Now I will present about personal banking. Personal banking, also known as consumer banking or retail banking. It is banking that provides financial services to individual consumers rather than business. Personal banking is a type of banking service and product line offered by banks to retail customers. That is consumer rather than business, intermediaries and institutions. Banks worldwide offer personal banking products that typically include saving and transaction facilities such as bank transaction account, debit cards, an interest-bearing floating account, which is saving account, and a fixed interest deposit account for a specific agreed period, which is certificates of deposit, term deposit, which can vary according to the bank. In addition, it is also includes debt facilities such as loans, mortgage, and credit cards. Next, we go to personal banking example. So the customers of personal banking service and product are commonly the general public, that includes adult individuals, retirees, students, children who may be citizen, resident and non-resident depending on the requirement of the country or bank. While affluent individuals may also use personal banking service, they may also be offered private banking service by bank, which can include more sophisticated services and investment. This is an example of bank that have personal banking and much more. That is Public Bank, RHB Bank, and also Hong Leong Bank, and much more.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Izazah binti Cik Kamarudin. My matrix number 23 DIB 20F1005. Next, I will continue to the internet banking. Internet banking, also known as online banking, is a facility offered by banks and financial institutions that allow customers to use banking services over the internet. Customers need to visit their bank's branch office to avail each and every small service. Not all account holders can get access to internet banking. If you would like to use internet banking service, you must register for the facility while opening the account or later. You have to use the registered customer's ID and password to log into your internet banking account. Features of online banking is to check the account statement online, open a fixed deposit account, pay utility bills such as water bill or electricity bill, make a merchant payment, transfer funds, order for a checkbook, buy general insurance, and recharge prepaid mobile. Example of internet banking is almost all banks in Malaysia have online banking services to make it easier for customers to transact. This internet banking offers services such as bill payment, fund transfer, phone top-up, and more. For example, OCBC Bank and Bank Rakyat.
Now we move on to the next slide, advantage of having a personal banking. Firstly, safely storing the personal wealth. Instead of walking around with wads of cash or hiding it under the floorboards, banks provide you with a protected place to store your money without worrying about theft. So second, availability to make a bank loan. The qualification for loans are relatively standard across most banks. Modern establishments have broken this cycle by increasing accessibility to loans and offering more reasonable requirements. Next, disadvantage of personal banks. It is important to recognize that banks, even local banks, are imperfect and have downside as well. So firstly, the chance of going bankrupt. Bank can suffer if customers spend less or decide to withdraw their money out of fear that the bank will go bankrupt. This can occur in crashing economy as seen during the Great Depression. Secondly is the risk of fraud and robberies. Having a personal banking is extremely convenient. You can withdraw or transfer money, check and manage transaction, or pay your monthly balance off. Unfortunately, this also means that it is far easier for another party to access your information, Cybercrime and identity theft have been increasing over the years. Banks have increased their safety precautions and therefore, they also charge customers more money.
Next, we move to the advantage of internet banking. Firstly, availability. You can avail the banking service around the clock throughout the year. Most of the services offered are not time restricted. You can check your account balance at any time and transfer funds without having to wait for the bank to open. Secondly, it's time efficient. You can complete any transaction in a matter of a few minutes via internet banking. Funds can be transferred to any account within the country or open a fixed deposit account within no time on net banking. Next, disadvantage of internet banking. Firstly, internet requirement. An uninterrupted internet connection is a foremost requirement to use internet banking services. If you do not have access to internet, you cannot make use of any facilities offered online. Similarly, if the bank servers are down due to any technical issues on their part, you cannot access net banking services. Secondly, transaction security. No matter how much precautions banks take to provide a secure network, mobile banking transactions are still susceptible to hackers. Irrespective of the advanced encryption method used to keep user data safe, there have been cases where the transactions data is compromised. This may cause a major threat such as using the data illegally for the hacker's benefit.
Now, I will continue with another slide that is different between internet banking and personal banking. I will go first with the differentiation in meaning of both banking. In internet banking, it is an electronic payment system that enables the customers of a bank or financial institution. Meanwhile, for personal banking, it is a financial service provided by banks to the general public, other than corporate and business. Next, different in service offer or product offer. In internet banking, the service offer is fund transfer, deposits, and online bill payment to the customers. Meanwhile, in personal banking, the product offer is internet banking, credit or debit card, facilities, and EFT, certificate of deposits, banking transaction, saving account, and etc. Furthermore, the difference in type of funds. In internet banking, the type of fund is National Electronic Fund Transfer, there is an EFT, Real-Time Gross Settlement (RTGS), Immediate Payment System (IMPS). Meanwhile, in personal banking, it has three types, that is commercial banks, private banks, financial institution. That's all from me. Now my team will continue this presentation.
The next difference between internet banking and personal banking is function. Function for internet banking is transfer funds to another bank account, check account balance, view bank statements, pay utility bills, and much more. While function for personal banking is mortgage or credit facilities and provide full-fledged banking facilities on hand. Next is role. Role for internet banking is to make financial or non-financial transactions online via the internet, while role for personal banking is to check and manage transactions, certificate of deposit, personal loan, and much more. Lastly is services. Services for internet banking is account balance check, fund transfer utility, bill payment, and recharge prepaid mobile, while services for personal banking is demat account, bonds, insurance product, and loans or credit facilities.